Sandybell, with her bright eyes and warm smile, greeted her followers. "Hello, wonderful friends. I'm so happy to see you all today. I have a special treat for you. A story from the famous collection of Tenali Raman tales. Are you ready?" Her audience eagerly nodded, their excitement palpable. "Great! Today's story is called Tenali Raman and the Greedy Brahmin." Sandybell began with flair, her storytelling skills weaving magic. Once upon a time in the land of Vijayanagar, there lived a clever and witty man named Tenali Raman. His intelligence and sense of humor made him a favorite at the royal court. One day, a wealthy Brahmin came to the court with a peculiar complaint. He claimed that Tenali Raman had stolen his gold coins. The Brahmin was known for his greed and dishonesty, but the king was obliged to investigate. The king summoned Tenali Raman and asked him about the allegations. Tenali Raman chuckled and said, "Your Majesty, I have a way to prove my innocence. I request you to give me one day to solve this matter." Sandybell's expressions kept her audience hooked. The next morning, Tenali Raman went to the Brahmin's house. He greeted the Brahmin and said, "Let's forget our differences and start anew. Here, take this gift from me." He handed the Brahmin a small sack of rice. The Brahmin, though surprised, took the sack and smiled, hoping for more riches from Tenali. Tenali Raman left, but not before sprinkling a fine, invisible powder over the Brahmin's hands. That night, Tenali went to the king and said, "Your Majesty, please ask everyone in the town to come to the court tomorrow morning without washing their hands." The king agreed, curious to see Tenali's plan unfold. The next day, the townspeople gathered in the court. Tenali Raman addressed them. "Last night my house was robbed, and I have a way to identify the thief. Please everyone dip your hands into this water bowl one by one." As each person dipped their hands, the water remained clear until it was the Brahmin's turn. The water turned blue. The king, puzzled, looked at Tenali Raman. The clever man explained, "My king, I sprinkled a special powder on the hands of anyone who touched my belongings last night. This powder turns blue when it comes in contact with water. The Brahmin's guilt is now evident." The Brahmin's face turned pale as he stammered, "I am sorry, Your Majesty." The king was impressed by Tenali Raman's wisdom, and ordered the Brahmin to return the stolen gold coins, and never to indulge in dishonesty again. Sandybell's voice softened as she delivered the moral. And so, dear friends, this story teaches us that honesty is always the best policy, and that clever minds can outwit deceit. Stay truthful, and justice will always prevail. As Sandybell finished, she beamed at her audience. Thank you for listening, everyone. Be sure to come back for another story. Until then, stay kind and curious. Goodbye.